Hi Anu, how are you? Welcome to the show.
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm looking forward to this interesting conversation. I'm sure it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited too, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
So, my first question to you is you were a dentist
Yes.
and you pivoted to a mindfulness coach. Please share with us how did that happen? How did you get interested in this and how was that journey like?
Okay. Uh, See, as a dentist, I can be treat people physically, relieve their pain and anything, but I can't be working on their mental health.
Yeah,
And mental health is something which is ignored by most of us. We don't consider mental health as part of health.
definitely.
It's like a big sin, even people talking about mental health. That's how the scenario is. Coming to my mindfulness journey, to be frank, I have learned mindfulness through my kids. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, in the year 2017, I can say I was still a dentist that time. So, they used to take sessions for mindfulness for them in the school, and every month I would receive a feedback from what they have taught them, and I have to give a feedback on how the kids behavior has changed or anything. So I found it very interesting, so I started following what all they
Nice.
were following in the school. I used to eagerly wait for them to come back from the school and ask them, what were the thought in the school that day, and I tried following them. So with that, I have turned to be a more calmer person. My stress has reduced and I had started having better sleep. I was able to focus more. My productivity has increased. So I thought, why not let me do more research? And then I got interest in the subject. Then that's how I turned into a mindfulness and happiness coach.
Wow, that's an interesting journey actually. I totally agree with what you said earlier. Mental health is not
Yeah.
talked about at all. And the story that like the fact that you started your mindfulness journey with your kids is very interesting because I didn't know that kids are taught mindfulness in schools these
Yes.
days. Yeah,
Yes. Few
that's
schools, uh, especially with IB curriculum schools, they started teaching them that.
oh nice.
They have
Yeah.
an emotional well-being class also. Weekly one class is allotted for that.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
every school it's mandatory for a life skills class nowadays. Weekly one class is
Okay.
mandatory.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's nice. Just a random question in between this. Which one do you enjoy the most? Like the dental practice, or coaching, if you
Mm,
can choose?
Both actually. I would prefer
Okay.
to do both actually. Doing this alone, I'm missing out on the other thing. If I'm given a choice, I would love to do both.
Okay, okay. The niche that you have chosen, the kind of audience or the clients that you have chosen to work with, kids and moms,
Hmm.
it is also very interesting for me because I have seen coaches helping moms, but I have seen very few people who are willing to work with kids.
Yes.
So, why did you choose this? I think a part of the answer you said that you
Yeah.
started the journey with
Yeah.
your kids.
Yeah.
And okay, why did you choose it?
See, I'll just tell you why I chose moms, the
Hmm.
women, especially, particularly, it comes back from my own journey after having kids and all. When you take up the responsibilities, like I chose to be a mother for them, right?
Yeah,
And there was for every woman in their life, once they have kids, there will be a short gap where they can't be leading the life they wish to.
yeah,
So that is the time, the women lose confidence. They feel that they're not worth of
yeah,
anything, worthless.
yeah.
So there is a huge lack of self-love, confidence, everything falls down under, many people are this who end up into a depressive state at that time.
Yeah,
And more than that, it's not that you are not allowed to, somehow they start ignoring themselves. That connection is lost. They're
yeah,
not their true self.
yeah.
So that's one reason I wanted to work on women. And coming back to the kids in the present generation, because of whatever the surrounding technology and all we have, unfortunately, there is a lack of focus issue in kids.
Hmm.
That
True, very
focus
true.
issue is missing very much.
Hmm.
And through mindfulness, I wish to work on kids, because if we work on kids when they're young, so they can turn out to be a better individuals, right? So
Yeah, very true.
that is one interest through mindfulness. I love to teach them about kindness, compassion, empathy,
Hmm.
everything.
Yeah, I think these are some things that should have been taught to every kid,
Yes.
including us. And what you said about moms, that is so true. I think they are a group of people who are least taken care of. They don't take care of themselves, and nobody is taking care of them as well.
Yes.
They don't have, like you said, it's not like you're not allowed to take care of yourself or lead your previous life, but you don't get time, right? You don't
Yes.
have the time and energy when the baby is born.
I think I believe, yeah, initial days you don't get time, but
Yeah.
as the kid grows, if you wish to, you can do.
Mm.
The main thing what I believe there is, we don't choose to take time for ourselves.
Yeah.
It turns out to be that mom guilt. Oh my no, God, no, how can I do this for myself? I'm
Yeah.
doing something for myself. So, like, in that state, it gets very difficult for them to do. And then
Yeah.
thinking that, like, nobody is valuing them, nobody is respecting them. So they get it, all that goes into a different zone. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to pull women out of that.
Yeah, exactly to the same point I was coming to, that our society has also made it in such a way that once you're married and once you have kids, your duty is to take care of your
Yes,
family.
yes.
So
We are
don't think
trained right
about,
from the
yeah,
childhood that
yeah.
way.
Yeah, yeah. These small things that we hear in the society, like maybe in a family function, somebody says, enjoy whatever you want to now. Once you're married, you can't do that.
Huh.
Once you have kids, you can't do that. So
Yes,
all
yes.
these, yeah, conditioned, we are conditioned that way.
And also there are people, Anusha, like, you do anything, the society around surrounding you will comment on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Because I personally, when I was working as a dentist, so, like, there were comments passing on me saying, Are, you sent your kid to school and you are off to work. Like, like that. When I had given up that job,
Hmm.
especially after my younger kid, for some time I chose to take care of my kids only because that is the time they need me.
Yeah.
So then I was hearing comments from my own within surrounding close people only saying, "What is the difference between you and us? In the
Hmm.
end, you are also raising your kids only. We are also doing that only. You ended up studying so much, working hard, turning out to be a doctor. Still, you're doing that itself." So, like, all these kind of things affect a lot. How much ever you think that I'm not listening to them, but subconsciously it does affect.
Yeah, very true. Women need that pull from someone that, okay, don't be in that place, just come
Yes.
out of it. So, one of the interesting topics to me is to see and read about how there is difference from generation to generation, right? There is millennials, then came Gen Z, now it is Gen A. So it is very interesting for me to see how we are all different in thinking, in behaving. Everything is different from generation to generation. So I think this generation, the biggest characteristic of this new generation is the tech. So they are born with kind of mobile in their hands. They are always in social media, internet. They have everything at their fingertips. So I think because of this, there are a lot of good things that have happened, but also there are many, like, more challenges if you compare to the previous generation kids and parents. There are more challenges to both of them. I think one of them is like focus. Like you said, these generation kids, they lack focus. I was also watching a video which said teachers are also commenting that these Gen A kids
Hmm.
are having less focus than previous generation kids.
Hmm.
So what do you think are some of the struggles of this new generation kids and also parents?
Very interesting concept this is. Thank you for asking this. I personally always I tell either my mother or my mother-in-law saying it is very easy for you guys to raise your kids because we were, like, so obedient and, like, whatever our parents say,
Ah,
forget about that time. Even now we just nod our head to whatever our parents say and we do that. But it is very different coming to our present generation kids.
yeah, yeah,
So what I'm observing from surrounding from my clients or whatever it is, the first thing is constant telling because we have listened to our parents. So in the similar way, there is an expectation on kids of this generation that whatever is told that you
yeah,
have to do that.
yeah,
It is
obviously.
a kind of, like, authoritative parenting.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and I'm sorry to say this, but that doesn't work here
doesn't
with
work.
this generation because what I have observed from my clients or in my own journey is the more you ask them to do anything, they get rebellious. They
Hmm.
don't do it.
Yeah.
So, what I generally tell my clients is you sit with your child. If
Hmm.
they are not talking about it, like, listening, have an open conversation. What is their issue? Exactly what is happening. At that time, during that conversation, you have to be very, very mindful. Not
Yeah.
other than being a parent and a kid, just look at your kid as another human being, as a little human being, and you should be open to listen whatever the kid is expressing.
Yeah.
Generally, what happens is whenever the kid tries to say anything like this, we as parents generally tend to stop them. There is no way that you are saying that. That can't
Hmm.
happen. But no, that instead
Yeah.
of that, if we try to sit and have an open conversation, have certain rules and regulations in your own home, like, certain things, what are negotiable and what are non-negotiable. So, and it is in our hands, the control is in our hands. We should be able to set that boundary
Yeah.
and understand if the child is not crossing that boundary, then he would be have to be taken care in whatever way. Suppose your child is loves to watch screen and you give them a daily screen of half an hour, for example,
Hmm.
you can start cutting out the time.
Yeah.
Similarly, when we tend to appreciate them, suppose if today they have done everything, so we should be able to appreciate them. Generally, as parents, what we tend to end up doing is, like, always focusing on the things that they are not doing or they are doing in
Yeah.
a negative
Yeah.
ways rather than, like, appreciating. So, in one line, simply to say, stop commenting and start appreciating.
Yeah.
And
Love
as
that.
parents, when we change, right, when we tend to, and slowly the kid also observe.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And especially these generation kids, what I believe is rather than saying, they learn by looking at us.
Hmm.
So if
Yeah.
you want your child anything to follow, you do it first.
Yeah, very true. Many parents, they say, my kid is always on phone, but
Hmm.
you are always on phone, right?
Yes,
First, you watch yourself.
exactly.
Yeah.
So when suppose the family is sitting and talking, and the kid is coming and talking to you after coming back from school, you are down in your phone with your head like this. No, that's
Yeah.
very wrong. So when a person is talking to you, you should be very mindful. All your senses should be active. You should be actively listening to the person talking to you. So
Yeah,
that's how they
exactly.
will learn.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this shift in parenting is needed nowadays, like from authoritative, saying that you don't know anything, you are a
Yeah.
kid, and dismissing them about everything, just putting your opinions on them, shift it into a more mindful and patient, I think parenting
Yeah.
is needed. So, following up with this, I think another struggle these days is the studies. So, I think all our focus has reduced. We have all lost our focus, and kids even more, they don't have focus. So how would they study? In our time, we didn't have phone, nothing else, no distraction, so we used to, I think, study a little bit. These days kids can't do that. I think that causes stress in parents, but parents also have another stress, that if they keep nagging them or if they keep pressurizing their kids, the peer pressure is already more on kids. How would it affect them, right? So how can parents handle this situation where they don't know whether to pressurize the kid to study or not, but they cannot see that the kid is not studying and they are sabotaging their own future? How can parents handle this?
Yeah. Very, very good question. Just like what I said earlier, having negotiable and non-negotiable things, like, what suppose if exams are coming up, I would like to address this. I heard it from one of my clients, and
Okay.
many people, especially moms, what I have seen is the kids exams are coming up in a 15 days or something. They stop doing everything what they are doing. They'll be
Hmm.
like, oh no, my kids exams are coming up, we can't be doing this. Like,
Hmm.
they'll be cut off from everything, every device, every possible thing and everything. But I don't think that is going to work with kids. As
Yeah.
I said earlier, when we set the boundary,
Yeah.
saying, suppose if the exams are coming up, sit with your kid. If your kid is not able to plan his or her own schedule of how to plan for studies, you can sit with your kid and make a customized plan. Or you can review if your kid has done it, right? And then you just see what is working and what is not working. Rather than being
Yeah.
so stubborn, or you should be open for the with open mindedness. You should be there, like,
Yeah.
taking for any changes. If suppose, like, slight shift, because I heard from one of the child actually. So the child had told me that the mother was telling her she had to give her 10th exams. See, if you're not scoring properly, no, we can't raise our head in our own
Hmm.
families. It's like that kind of stress. So our future is dependent on you, how you perform in your
Hmm.
exams. Though imagine this kind of pressure going on a child's head, even
Yeah.
after whatever she is under her own processing of the things. And she is like, ma'am, I don't know how well I can perform. So if imagine if anything no, either udar happens.
Hmm.
So what I think is never talk to your child like that.
Yeah.
Never ever. That's a very wrong concept. Even if your child is not doing anything, also just see and understand, appreciate for what your child has done so far. Suppose in
Yeah.
today's, as part of today's schedule, if the child has to finish three subjects and the child had finished either one or two subjects, rather than commenting on the things on the what the child hasn't done, saying like, Array, exams are nearing up. When will you finish? There is a lot more portion to
Yeah.
cover. You have to do this. Understand what the child is going through, what is stopping him. First, appreciate him for what the portion that he had covered. I think
Yeah.
that would help them a lot.
Very true. I agree with you 100%. So it's not just the studies, like what you said. What I understood from that is it's not just the studies you are guiding your kids with. It's the whole parenting has to take a shift.
Yes. And also, I think it's one main thing that parents, especially in this generation, have to teach is it's okay to fail.
Yeah.
From because we learn from our mistakes. That's what one thing the parents have to sit and openly talk to the kids. That's one more reason for me to work with kids, because the kids are not able to process their emotions. Like, these
Hmm.
days, you see, no, for no reason, people ending up their life.
This connects with me so much because like many times me and my husband have this just discussion that how parenting was in our time and how it is
Mm.
now and how it is in other countries, how it is in
Mm.
India, all of that. So I think these the two pointers that you mentioned, this is something we were not taught in our childhood. So one thing is that saying that if you don't score well we cannot
Mm.
lift our head. So you see, from childhood only we are taught to attach that kid is taught to attach his or her self-worth to someone's opinion. So
Yes,
our relatives will say,
validations.
yeah, seek validation from them, so you do good in life, not for yourself but for others, right? And another, it's okay to fail. Everybody is motivating you to succeed. They're showing you success stories, they're motivating you, but there is failure in life. Every day there is failure. We were never taught to handle failures. So these are very like beautiful pointers that you have mentioned. I think you're doing a great job in addressing these.
Thank you. Thank you.
What are the major things that you teach moms and kids inside your coaching?
Emotion management, as
Okay.
I said, self love,
Hmm.
and at the same time, as I shared earlier, how they can, like, be kind, compassionate
Yeah.
towards themselves and towards the society, which is very much required.
Yeah. True. Very true. What are the three things that you think should have been taught to kids either in schools or anywhere else, but they are not taught?
As you just shared earlier, one is it's okay to
To
fail.
fail.
And
Yeah.
also, everyone, like, talks when we as children, when we were children, everyone would tell us about reaching the goal,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? We were taught only about this is the goal. For example, M said, this is the rank you have
Hmm.
to get to achieve this.
Yeah.
But we were never taught how, right?
Yeah.
That systems were missing.
Yeah.
And as I shared earlier, mental well-being, we never knew about
Yeah.
mindset, how we have to think. Nothing we have learned.
Yeah. Should
How to
have been.
manage our emotions, whatever we are going through.
Hmm.
And also, one more important thing, what I think is about finance.
Exactly, I was going to add.
Uh,
Very true. Hmm.
Finance. So everybody talks, or whatever we learn to until we grow up is all about ways to earn money, or right, how to earn
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
But none of us have an idea of how can we manage our
Manage
money.
it. One more thing I would like to add is we are taught how to we are taught to reach the goal, but we are never taught to enjoy the
Yes.
journey as well. We are never
Yes,
taught to
yes.
enjoy the journey. Just go reach there, clear your 10th, clear your 12th.
However painful it is, you just have to reach there.
Ha,
That's it. Your main
exactly.
target is to achieve that medal or cup. That's it.
Exactly. Exactly. The last question. What are your 3 tips to today's parents to when it comes to taking care of their children's mental health?
First, I would like to, for parents' for kids' mental health, the first thing is send your kid to play out.
Hmm.
Sunlight,
Yeah.
right? That's one thing. Second, learn to sit and listen to them.
Yeah.
Talk to them. Like, if you can't give them time daily, make sure that over the weekend you sit and spend some time with them.
Yeah.
What I see is in the present generation, it's like parents are complaining, kids are also complaining. So it's only
True.
complaining from both the sides. Have that open conversations. Teach your kids to express how they like to express their emotions. It's okay to express your emotions. That's
Yeah.
one thing. Without any judgment. I would like to highlight that without any judgment. When your kid
Yeah.
is talking to you, don't think why my kid is saying this. No, don't try to judge. Just sit and listen.
Yeah.
That's one thing. And third, spend as much time as you can as a family.
Hmm.
Because what I believe is when you have that bonding in the family, everything is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sit and figure out, see, for a person to be happy, as I'm a happiness coach too, I would like to address this. Any person is happy only if they are attached to their values. So, as a family, you guys can sit and have, what your values are. You can have common value system in your own house.
Yeah.
For example, if your thing is to just have a good time with the family, for that you need not go out to some holiday resort or something.
Yeah.
Sitting at home also you can have and spend that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So I think what I have taken from all your whatever you have told is that it's time to break those old patterns of parenting.
Especially kids, no, in the preteen and teens, now the social media.
Hmm.
That is one burning thing. Kids are out on social media. There are many things that are there. I face this. That's the reason I'm saying. So, especially my elder one, he's in his teenage.
Hmm.
So, he was a kind of a person who always knew that he used to say, Mama, only when I'm 18, you get me a phone,
Hmm.
right? When I'm 18, you get me a mobile. Or I'll be on social media only when I'm 18 years old. So, this was the scenario in our house. So, for the past 2 years, he's now 13, he turned 13. So, when he entered his preteens for the past 1 year, he was like, Mama, can I have a mobile? Because he had seen his friends
Hence.
roaming out with
Yeah.
the mobiles.
Yeah.
So then I told him, no, you were always a kind of a person who said that you wanted not to have a mobile, but why is it that you're asking? But I see Mama outside everyone. So what I did, I had an open conversation with my child rather than saying, no, this is not the age.
Hmm.
So then I asked him to write down few pointers and give me why does he need a mobile?
Hmm.
So then he shared few things like, to chat with his friends, to talk to his friends, kind of. So I told him my mobile is your mobile over the weekend. Usually, all his friends end up calling on my mobile, or there is a landline. None of us use. I'll get you a cordless phone where you can roam around the home and talk, feeling that it's your own handy phone, mobile phone.
Hmm.
And if coming to chat, they have many chatting apps and all like Discord, whatever they Google Chat, they all use that. So I don't think any other use is there then after this. If you let me know if I missed out any points. So he said, yes, Mama, right. I don't need a phone right now. So in that way, the phone thing went down. I would also like to share this. In March, he turned 13. So just before summer vacation in the month of April, he came to me saying, Mama, all my friends are on Insta. For
Hmm.
2 days, he was talking about Insta because he sees me doing in
Yeah.
something like, trying to be on Insta or there. So one day he asked me, one day after He came back from school. He asked me, Mama, what exactly is there on Insta?
Hmm.
What do you do? So then I told him nothing. I gave him my phone. You can, like, check whatever it is. So then he said, phone. So it's basically you post something, someone put likes, comments, and something is there to watch. So then he said, oh, okay, Mama, now I understood. It's just some chatting and
Yeah.
YouTube. So he came to a
Hmm.
conclusion that whatever is there on YouTube,
Yeah.
this is together is Insta, and you
Yeah.
have some friends over there. So he understood. He said, okay, I don't need. He went back to school. The
Hmm.
next day, he came back and he told me the whole group of his friends ghosted him.
Okay.
They were doing this for the past 2, 3 days, but
Hmm.
he didn't open up to me.
Hmm.
Then, after coming back that day from school, he told me, Mama, my friends are not talking to me. Whatever
Hmm.
I say, they say, come on Insta, we will talk to you there only. So, can you imagine the peer pressure on the child? So, he asked me, what should I do? So, then I told him, what you think you should do.
Hmm.
Now, the time is 5 o'clock. Before you go to bed by 9 o'clock, you decide and let me know. What is your decision?
Hmm.
So, what did I do? I gave the choice in his hands.
Yeah.
Rather than saying no, though I was not okay. 100% I was not okay about him going on the social media.
Hmm.
I was not okay. But after 2 hours or something, around 7:30, he came to me and said, Mama, I think I want to be on Instagram.
Hmm.
I said, okay. Then I told him, these are certain things.
Yeah.
We have to set a boundary.
Yeah.
So the foundation, when we laid the foundation perfectly, then I thought need not worry about what he's gonna watch or do anything like
Yeah.
illogical stuff and anything.
Hmm.
Then he promised me, Mama, don't worry. I know my boundaries, what to do and what not to do. I'll not spend more time on Insta also. If
Hmm.
you see me doing, you can delete the account. He himself
Hmm.
told me. So I said, okay, go ahead. And
Yeah.
then comes after creating the account, adding up and everything. I think for almost 2 months, I didn't ask him to follow me or do anything also.
Hmm.
During summer vacation, one fine day, he said, Mama, I started following you. So I was like, why not necessary? If it's not under any pressure, you need not follow me. You please go and have fun with your friends. But the scenario is I have few of his childhood friends with me and my friends list. So I
Hmm.
think he thought it's okay to be there. So he himself added and started following me. So what I'm trying to emphasize here is give the decision making in your own child's hands.
Yeah.
Imagine at home also if I say no, if I scream on him or yell at him saying like
Yeah.
setting a hard and fast rule, no social media. Yes, that was the condition. But
Hmm.
I have to be open minded based on the situations.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Thank you
yeah,
so much for sharing. This is such a heartwarming story. And you gave him the choice, you gave the
yeah,
decision to him. And also two more things you did was you coached him. Like you
yes,
asked him, right? You make a list of things. Why
yes,
do you
yes.
need it? And then you met him halfway. So he also came halfway and you also met him halfway. That's such a beautiful way of parenting. Thank you so much for sharing
Thank
this.
you, thank you. I would like to share one more common mistake that we as parents do,
Hmm.
saying like, we did so much for you, but still you don't have any value for it. Like, all these kind of things. When I
Yeah.
didn't know to be open, I also said once or twice to my kids saying, I sacrificed my career for you. Like, I'm just to take care of you,
Hmm.
these kind of things. But I came to know the moment I realized what I'm doing that is wrong, I have never done that. So
Hmm.
these kind of things put a lot of pressure on our kids.
Yeah.
I'll just
Yeah.
share you another small story of my kid, as I just shared that he just turned 13. So for his 13th birthday, when we asked him what gift do you want, he didn't demand anything much. So we ourselves gifted him a tablet, a
Hmm.
OnePlus tablet as a gift.
Okay.
So seeing that, he didn't had any clue on it. So, but he said the moment he came to know that that was his birthday gift, he said, Mama and Dad, I don't want any gift for my
Hmm.
birthday because what you did now, this itself is expensive. I know that you need not do anything for my birthday. So he
Hmm.
said no birthday party.
Okay.
But the moment my child left from school,
Hmm.
I had in the back of my mind, but I thought I'll do it. I wanted to organize a surprise birthday party for him.
Hmm.
So whoever kids stay in our community around, like, 10 to 12 kids, after the all the kids left for school, I called up the mothers and invited, asked the mothers to send the kids over. By the time he had come from school, I was still decorating
Hmm.
because I took up the whole responsibility of cooking the dishes for the birthday party also.
Okay.
Somehow, like, the time was little and I had few sessions on that day also. So a little delay, my time was running. He came and he saw the decor and he didn't realize, he thought, okay, just maybe because I generally bake. So he
Hmm.
thought just I would bake a cake for him at home and I would make him cut. Maybe that's the reason she had put up some decor and everything.
Hmm.
5:30, I invited all the kids. So when it's 5:20, I told him in 10 minutes, your friends will be coming over here. So
Hmm.
please get up, freshen up, and change yourself into another pair of clothes. He got so annoyed and he started screaming on me,
Hmm.
saying, why, Mama? Why you did this? I said, no party, no. Who asked you to do all these things?
Hmm.
I just kept quiet. I just took a pause at that time. To be frank, my mindfulness helped me here. I took a
Hmm.
pause at that time. I just moved out of the house. I had ordered a cake somewhere. I have to get the cake delivery. So I went for the cake delivery and everything. And then the moment his friends came home, once he's into that zone, he was fine. He
Hmm.
enjoyed and everything. But after everyone left, what is more important is he came to me and he said sorry. He
Hmm.
said, sorry, Mama. That's very bad. It is bad on me to raise my voice and speak to you. I should haven't done that.
Hmm.
Though you did so many things, I didn't see that. And then he started explaining, actually, what happened was today's lunch was not good at school.
Hmm.
I had a bad day at school.
Yeah.
He had a little bad experience at school and everything. So that emotions, in the process of processing those emotions, he could raise his voice on me and he just burst it out open.
Yeah.
But imagine if I myself start screaming back to him saying, like, I have done so much for you and you don't value it
Yeah.
and everything. It would be have been a total a different story and a big total mess. So
Yeah.
staying calm at that time helped him realize what his mistake was.
Hmm.
And he himself came back and said. So especially in teenage, I keep hearing a lot of parents complaining that the kid is showing anger,
Yeah.
a lot of anger traits, banging the doors on the face
Hmm.
and everything. But one straight question I want to put out to the parents listening to this podcast: are you okay if your child is never angry in your life?
Hmm.
Do you think it's okay?
No, that's not
Yeah.
healthy.
Every parent would say no. So,
Yeah.
as a child, when they are with us, when we are able to give that atmosphere to process the emotions, so they will
Yeah.
understand how to behave in the society when they grow up. If
Yeah.
we ourselves are not okay in giving that space, how can they learn and process those emotions?
Yeah.
It will be difficult for them.
Yeah.
That is one
Yeah.
important thing I want to convey here in this space is create that space for your child. Even if they do mistakes, it's okay. We are there to correct for them.
Hmm.
Until the kids and parents are together, let them do n number of mistakes.
Yeah. That's a very beautiful thing you have shared. I really feel your kids are lucky to have a mom like you. I mean it because they already have so much pressure. Like even we
Yeah.
had as a kid, and this generation, they have extra pressures of social media, internet, and everything. And this giving them the space to process their emotion, that doesn't happen in a lot of houses.
Yes,
So
yes.
I know that in many places these kids are labeled as you are overreacting, you're
Yes.
too sensitive,
Hmm.
why are you always angry, why are you always irritated, just we are doing so much for you. Like I said, that is extra pressure we the parents put on them,
Hmm.
that this kind of mindful calm
Hmm.
situation is not there in every house. So the awareness that you are spreading in this space, it is really amazing.
Thank you, thank you. And also, there is a book called How to Talk to Kids so that the kids will listen to you.
Okay.
Both, I think
Hmm.
there is an online copy and a physical copy too. This book I had read around 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago, I think. And I
Okay.
was amazed to learn certain things from that book. The first thing is winter season. Generally, we ask the kids, covering up so that they don't catch cold or cough or some
Yeah.
throat fever or anything. And many times the kid will be obstructing that, saying, "No, I don't want to wear. I'm not feeling any cold. Why are you forcing me
Hmm.
to do this?" But mother is very adamant that we don't listen to them.
Yeah.
And I was so surprised to know that that affects them in their adulthood, saying that they can't take decision around themselves.
Hmm.
Decision making is affected
Yeah.
because they are always in that, conflict of what it
Hmm.
is. Am I
Hmm.
doing right or am I doing not?
Hmm.
Is it
Hmm.
right or wrong? That kind of conflict happens.
Yeah, that makes a lot
Especially
of
if it
sense.
is teenagers.
Hmm.
Teenagers, I really pity the teenagers in the present scenario, because when they are in teenage now, they are observing the societal patterns, opinions, and everything. That is one thing. And second thing is they are in the confusion of making their own personal identity. Who am I
Yeah.
exactly?
Yeah.
What do I need?
Yeah.
So in this conflict only, when they are in this conflict world, only lot of bonding gap is happening between the parents and the kids.
Hmm. Thank you for sharing this. I'll put the book link in the description. So I think every parent watching this podcast can check it out.
Yeah, it would be helpful.
Yes. We have come to the rapid fire round. So in rapid fire, we have two rounds. The first round is kind of this or that. You have to choose one. And second round is random questions. So are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Hope the questions will be easy.
Yes, very easy. What feels closer to your identity? Dentist Anoohya or coach Anoohya?
It is very difficult for me to choose,
That's why
as
it's rapid fire.
because the reason for me to be a dentist is so that I'm out there to solve people's problems.
Hmm.
So both are close to me. I can't choose
Okay.
any of that. But
Okay.
ultimately, now based on the circumstances, I ended up as a coach here.
Coach. No problem. We can call you Dr. Coach. Choose a superpower: reading people's minds or traveling anywhere in a second.
Traveling anywhere in a second.
Same. Mine also. Working with music or in silence.
Both actually.
Hmm. Same. Me too. Books or movies.
Books.
Same. If every kid should do one thing in their childhood, but they don't usually do, what is it according to you?
Gratitude.
Hmm.
That is very much lacking.
Yeah. We didn't even know the concept of it till in like 20s,
Yes.
I think. If you could be a cartoon character for one day, which one would that be?
I don't remember any cartoon characters actually.
I thought your kids would be watching. So,
Yeah, my kids will be basically Avengers there.
oh,
Avengers fans there.
okay. If your work was an ice cream flavor, what would that taste like?
Coffee.
Oh, you love coffee, is it?
Yes.
Okay. Last question.
Yeah.
What inspires you to get out of bed each morning?
That it's a new day, that I'm alive, have to do something.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. I had great time having this conversation and I learned a lot and I got to discuss a lot of fun things with you. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for joining me on this.